Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Welcome to another beautiful week ahead. And if you're new to the Flow Frequency Collective, welcome. This collective is designed for high achieving, spiritually minded women leaders and entrepreneurs. And in this collective, we work to design sacred lives that are in flow and led with intention and personal responsibility, personal leadership. So, welcome. What I do here on Mondays is to help you start the week grounded and with intention. So, we do this through a little bit of astrology, the week ahead astrology, and also for those tarot lovers out there to receive a little bit of that tarot guidance for the week ahead. There's so much going on in the world, and I do want to get started with a moment of silence, really, for everyone in the world who is suffering right now, for our troops that are out there risking their lives for our country, and really just a moment to send our love to the entire planet and everybody who needs it. So if you're open and willing, whether it's a prayer, a moment of silence, sending love and light from your heart, I ask you to join me just for a few seconds of sending that energy abroad to everybody. And with that, with intention, I want you to decide which pairing of cards is your message for today. Are you choosing message number one or message number two? Now, these are general readings. For those of you who are interested in subscribing further to the channel, our paid subscribers also get a chance to come on every other Tuesday for Tarot Tuesday Live for a little more direct support. If you have a question, I will show up with my cards and support your question. Um, all right, so let me focus. All right, let's see what shows up for those of you selecting message number one. Right, and now message number two. We got two cards right here. Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, everybody. So if you chose message number one, there's a lot going on astrologically. We'll get to that in a minute, but it really looks like this is a time for you to think about how to set yourself free. Okay. There is something, I'm sorry, they go like this actually, in the way they fell. There is something that you want to unleash yourself from. It could be thoughts that are holding you back, emotions that are not allowing you to move forward, fear, too much thinking, staying stuck in a pattern, and you're ready to break that pattern, right? And with eclipse energy happening again this week, you have a chance to really cut those ties that are holding you back, recognizing what thoughts, what belief systems are not supporting you, so that you can really begin to think about what you want your future to look like, what you want to call in, what you want to put your energy into with passion, with desire. The wands are passion and desire. And the two of wands is really about looking at your life, right? She's got the globe in her hands and saying, what is it that I really want? Where is it that I really want to head toward? Where do I want to pour my love and my passion? And at the same time, how can I release myself to do that? Get out of my own way. So that is the task for this week for you. And because it's full moon energy, and lunar eclipse energy, it's really about releasing. Okay. This is the week to release and to close the cycle on something that you've been holding yourself back from. Again, either mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or even physically, like physically taking action. Okay. And it's time to start planning for that new pathway for you to pour your passion and your ideas and your creativity into something that you've really been trying to create. Okay. But it's kind of stuck in here or here. So it's time to move that forward. I hope that resonates for those of you who chose message number one. Now, gosh, I think two of wands and three of wands keep coming out almost every single week. I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty certain. Um, For those of you who chose card number two, you've got the Three of Swords in reverse. You're releasing. I love that we have cards of release. Releasing something that has been hurtful, that has been painful. It could be a relationship that we've had relationship themes showing up as well over the last few weeks, right? So some of you may be like, I'm done. I'm just done feeling hurt. I'm done holding on to something that may have been over already, but you've been keeping it inside of you and it has been holding you back. You're ready to release that pain, that emotion, that hurt. So, congratulations. And you're ready to receive what the universe wants to give you. New passion, new opportunity. This is the card of putting your dreams and your plans out into the universe, taking steps forward to start a new way of living, of loving, and trusting and allowing the universe to bring it to you. This eclipse is what you are calling in. Okay, now hurt can come in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't necessarily suggest that it is love. It could be love for some of you, but it could also be something else. It could be a job, it could be a career, it could be a partnership of some sort that just is not working out and needs to be released. Okay, so let it go, close the door on that cycle, on that hurt, on those thoughts that keep hurting your heart. And it's time to stitch that up and allow the universe to send you something new, exciting, loving, so much opportunity, so much potential for those of you who chose card message number two. Okay, so that is the tarot for the week. And now let's get started at looking at the powerful astrology of this week ahead. So, the big deal of the week is the total lunar eclipse. Okay. And that is happening on March 3rd at 6:37 a.m. at 12 degrees of Virgo, for those of you who are more specific when it comes to looking at the astrology. So, and this is a powerful eclipse because it's a total lunar eclipse with a full moon, right? The sun and the moon are opposite each other. And so with full moons, especially eclipses, it really is about closing a cycle and releasing what we need to release in order to move forward. When we work with eclipses, we're working with the south node and the north node. Okay. And the north node is about moving toward our destiny, our evolution. The south node is about releasing those comfortable patterns that we've had for many, many lifetimes that keep showing up and they keep us kind of where we are, not where we want to go. Okay. So, this eclipse, yes, it's going to be powerful. Yes, it's going to be emotional. The moon is at stake here. We are dealing with the signs of Virgo and Pisces, right? And so we have themes regarding Virgo and Pisces. To boot, we have Jupiter making a beautiful positive aspect to this eclipse, and Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, which I love with this theme. So we go deeper into the themes of Pisces. Now, Jupiter is in Cancer. Cancer rules the house of home, of mother, of family. And it's also in retrograde, right? So we may deal with some emotional baggage related to home, to family, to mother, right? It's going to be different for everybody. It's going to amplify those home and family issues. Um, and because we're dealing with eclipse cycles, which tend to last about 6 months, we may be clearing away any last minute emotional baggage that we've been carrying for the last 6 months. Again, perhaps related to home, to mother, family, children issues. Okay. But going back to Pisces, this makes this eclipse very spiritual, deeply spiritual. Jupiter is also extremely spiritual because it rules the ninth house. Okay. And the ninth house is that upper echelon of our spirituality, of our soul's purpose, of our truth, right? And because it's in retrograde, you want to use this week to really reflect on what's true for you, right? Deeply connect with your intuition. If something comes up where you have to make a decision, connect with that truth before you step into a big decision, and or speak up, which Jupiter loves to do. Before you judge, make judgments because Jupiter loves to judge. It rules law. Okay. And before you take action. Now, Mars is moving into Pisces this week. Mars loves to take action, as you know. It typically takes reactive action, but in Pisces, hopefully, it will slow down, it will connect with the heart, and it will make smart decisions that are not just about me, it's about us and about the world and about service and supporting others. Okay. Um, this eclipse, the moon is also opposing an asteroid called Pallas Athena, right? And Athena represents wisdom, courage, just warfare. I'm not going to talk about mundane astrology, which is world astrology here. My role is to really support you as the individual, as the leader, as the entrepreneur. But there are just so many themes that I'm not going to get into that really are dealing with war and warfare. And so it's no mistake that we are at war right now. Um, so Athena, wisdom, courage, just warfare, strategy, skill. So this is a week where you also want to bring that to the forefront in your life, in your business, in your career. There may be decisions where you need to tune into your trust and then your wisdom, your intuition, and use your skill, use your strategy. Really go in and reflect before you take action and make a decision. Okay. We're going to have themes. This moon is in Virgo. Virgo ultimately is of service. Okay. Virgo leads with the heart and with the soul and wants to be of service. It represents daily work life, daily work habits, not just work, but also health and well being. Virgo is a perfectionist. We want to think about releasing those perfectionistic tendencies so we could actually detoxify our mind and our body and our spirit so we can align with that truth. This is a good week to sit in silence. This is a good week to detox our bodies, our spaces, okay? Which actually my podcast is going to talk about that this week. So tune into that. Service, career, health and wellness, detox themes. Those of you who are going to feel this the most are those of you with mutable signs. Pisces. This actually is conjunct my sun. So I'm definitely going to be feeling this. Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. If you have planets in those signs, then you're probably going to be affected a little bit more by this eclipse. But for all of us, what needs to be released? What cycle needs to end? The tarot cards gave us a little bit of guidance on that. Okay, so tune into those messages as well. What cycles are closing at home? Relationships healing. Okay, healing. Virgo is healing. Letting go of the emotional baggage we've been holding on to, right? Now, Jupiter, everything that it touches, it brings luck, it brings abundance. So there are going to be themes actually of some of you as you're releasing, new opportunities are going to be showing up over the next 6 months that Jupiter wants to bless you with. Good fortune, spirituality, growth. Some of you may be diving into some spiritual courses, spiritual learning, maybe going back to the university. Okay, those are themes as well. But because Jupiter is in retrograde, I want you to be cautious about greed, about selfishness, about reactivity, and jumping into things for just reasons, but in a reactive way. Okay, go back to tuning into your truth. All right. So we talked about Mars going into Pisces. Love that this week, especially because we're at war. Venus is doing some beautiful things. Venus, as this eclipse is happening, is creating a positive alignment to Uranus. Okay. So there are opportunities for growth for us, for, freedom. How can we make money in a more free way? Some of you may be thinking about entrepreneurship, diving into entrepreneurship, making money in a new creative way, maybe utilizing technology. Those are some themes. Okay, but it's a positive week to make some money, okay, in a new and different creative way. Venus also goes into Aries this week on the 6th, which is my birthday. So wish me a happy birthday. Okay, so there's this energy of the new, right? Launching into something new that we could create roots. We can root down and grow over time, um, and put our passion and our energy and our independence behind it. We've got some themes of independence and freedom this week, people. Let me know what that means for you. Okay. Venus is also conjunct Neptune, which means it's close to Neptune, right on top of Neptune, between the 5th and the 9th. So again, more deep spirituality, more grounding what is important to us, what our truth is requesting of us. Some of these passions or new things that we want to launch may be aligned with our deep desires and our creative passions. So lean into that this week. Release what doesn't serve us. Lean into the creativity, the independence, the freedom, the entrepreneurial ideas. See what you can launch. See what you can start creating. Okay. The sun during this eclipse is also creating a positive alignment to Jupiter. So just more of that Jupiterian positive energy, right? This week, the sun is very thoughtful. The sun is deeply spiritual, purposeful, and also social. Some of you are going to want to get out there into the world. And remember that it really depends on where these things are landing in your personal chart. If you ever want a reading where I can show you where these things land in your personal chart to make it more meaningful for you, just let me know. Reach out to me. And we can also have conversations around launching a business, starting a business, supporting your entrepreneurial ventures. For me, astrology is very strategic and it's very personal and purposeful. And so I love to bring that into the fold of supporting you in designing the life and the career and the business that is best suited for you in this journey of your life. And then finally, The sun is conjunct Mercury, the 5th through the 8th. Again, the sun, we're going to be, there's an opportunity here to really just have some creative aha moments. So create the space for that this week. Write down your ideas, see what's showing up for you. With Jupiter involved, growth can happen, very prosperous growth. And finally, Venus conjuncts Saturn the 6th through the 10th. And that means that all of this creativity, being a little bit risky, wanting to start something new, once we're aligned with what that is, Venus aligning with Saturn is going to bring the hard work and the responsibility. So again, we have a chance to grow roots with something new. So that is this exciting week ahead. Give yourself space because it is an eclipse. It is emotional. It's very watery. It does have to do with home, with health, with things that we're closing a cycle on. So for some of us, it may feel a little bit hard. For some of us, it's going to feel very creative and opportunistic and lucky. So comment below. Let me know what's showing up for you. If I can be of support, let me know. Join our community. I invite you to go deeper with the Flow Frequency Collective and consider joining as a founder. When you join as a founder, you get your customized flow roadmap. You can learn more about it here in the community, and I'll put a link in this text below as well. And the Flow Roadmap is a one-page dashboard aligned with your personal astrology. It shows you what you're here to do, what your purpose is, how you're here to shine in this lifetime to make sure that you are living authentically and aligned with your destiny. And it also shares with you this year in 2026, what are the major energetic themes for you so that you can live intentionally all year long and month to month in flow. So, thank you for joining me today. Have a beautiful week ahead and continue those prayers, sending our light and our love to the entire world. We all need it right now. Take care.